Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And today is Hump Day Wednesday. Now, it usually is sketches, but for the last couple of weeks, I have done color combinations. So today our color combinations are Azure Afternoon, Fresh Freesia, and Lemon Lime Twist. So that's what we are working with today. And I'm so excited because we have our new catalog that's out and available September through, the first part of January, first week of January. And it is just absolutely a fun catalog. And it gets us ready for our Christmas time. So now, today we are going to create fun folds. So I have two fun folds that we are going to create. And this is called a standing. And it can stand up. So when you mail it to somebody, it is the right size to fit into an envelope. And it also stands so they can show it off just a little. Now, on the back is a place where you can go ahead and write. And that's where the sentiment's going to be. Otherwise, this is just for show. All right, so we're going to get ourselves started with exactly what do we need to make this card. First thing is that we are going to use our Wild Fern, I just call it a bundle. So I am going to change, on this I just stamped, so it ends up being stamped tone to tone. So this is Lemon Lime, and I used this leaf, and I just did random stampings. Then I cut this out with the die. All right, and I just, put it on the front because I really like the front. I just thought it looked really nice, really easy, really calm. I added a little bit of Stella. And then I used some of our Tinsel gems, and this is the 3-packs. And this ends up being Fresh Freesia. So we're going to start off with our Azure Afternoon. Now, on my card that I am making, I decided that I just wanted something with a little more texture. I felt this was nice, but I think the other one's going to come out a little bit better with Fern 3D. And so instead of stamping, I did this. You can let me know at the end which one you like the most. Also, new designer series paper, 6x6. It's called the Splendid Autumn. Absolutely beautiful. We have scenic places, and then on the back, I can use this, you just kind of have some plain, nice design, paper on, or design on the back. So this is what I used for the purple side. And then in our next card, we are using this blue. So you can see it's just a lot of the autumns. There's about 4 pieces of each. Look at this. Beautiful. Lots of flowers. And then it has some of, that's the copper. Let me see, I got a few more of these out. This is the copper. I don't know what color that is, but if you look on the back, you can always find out. Oh, Cajun Craze. Come on, Kevon. All right, and this ends up looking like it can be either some mellow moss with some old olive. And again, our copper, or what is, oh, no, that isn't copper. It says that it isn't, but it sure looks like copper to me. Maybe it's a light Cajun Craze. So anyway, that is what we're looking at. Obviously, I do not know these papers very well, and I'm so sorry. So I'm going to put that away. We are using this designer series paper also for our second card. So we're going to get out our paper trimmer, taking our 5.5 by 8.5, and you're just going to cut that, okay, at 5.5. Then with the long side at the top, and we are going to need our arm for this one. We're going to get the dark cutter out of the way, and we are just going with the score. Our first one's going to be at 2 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and 6.5. So again, it is 2 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and 6.5. Now, if you look at the card, you are going to fold in on both sides. So here's a fold in, and then we're going to lengthen it, and then we're going to fold the other side. So we have these. So the next one then is going to go to the inside. And we're going to fold it towards the inside. And you can see it almost comes together a little bit on the backside like a gatefold. And then when you turn it over, this is what the front looks like. And then it has a balance enough that it can stay standing. But before I do all that, I'm just going to give it a really nice crease. So there we go. Then I'm bringing out everything that we need. Now remember, all the measurements and everything are on my blog. So go to www.ktstamps.com and you'll find everything that you need. So now this is going to be on the front. And I don't know how well you can see the embossing, but honestly, I liked it just a little bit better after I realized I had this fern, so I want to use it. So I'm bringing in my silicone pad, bringing in my green glue, and all I'm going to do is glue this down. And then I'm going to center it on a cardstock. I use a silicone pad because it just, if I get anything on it, it won't go on my putting together surface. And I really like that. This is also, it helps me out when I pull my tape, so I get nice even strokes. So we are going to take our landscape, turn it over, okay, because this is what we are dealing with. It's kind of like a, I just want to say it's like a random colors of purple, fresh Freesia. So I am just, I'm letting it go just a little bit, or I'm adding my tape on just a little bit weird, but hey, that's okay. All right, so over here, we're going to put this on the side. And then we're going to put the other one on the other side. And yes, I am looking over by where the lemon lime twist is to make sure that I try to get it up as high as that. So here's the front of our card. Now we also have our basic white, and our basic white is just going to go in the back. And we're just going to stick that on so you can write a nice little sentiment. There we go. So that's what it looks like so far. Then, from my wild ferns, I just said, wishing you well today, tomorrow, and every day that follows. And so I am going to put this on, and I just added dimensionals in the back. And I'm off camera just adding the dimension, or taking the paper off. And I'll do it so you can see me, but you don't really need to. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for being in my stamp room today. You can see that I made a mistake, and because we have two sides of the paper, then we can stamp over on the other side. Now this I tried to get, I put it just a little bit more towards the right because I knew I was going to have this leaf on the other side. So now I got out my dimensionals, and you want to just be able to tape it right to these sides. And so I am just going to play a little bit with it and try to be a little bit more on the beefier side. Of this, and I am just going to add it right here to my side. Let's see if I can get it just a little bit. There we go. Well, I'm still right in my wishing. There we go. So we have that. Now I'm taking my Stella, and all I'm going to do is color the leaf all over. I did a silly thing because I stamped the leaf after I did the die cut because I really wanted to just have an outline of the leaf, but then I just thought it looked a little bit plain. So I wanted to give it just a little more texture. So then I decided I want to go ahead and give it a stamp. But the stamp didn't come out as well as I wanted. So I'm adding just a little bit of the Stella on it. I'm bringing in my gems. And I just took 3 little ones. And all I did was that I put them at the bottom. And that is my card. So I went real light and real easy. Now, guys, tell me, which one do you like better? Do you like the one that has the stamping, or the one that has the 3D? So let me know your thoughts. Okay? So again, this is called a standing fun fold. So that is our first card that we made today. Now, my next card coming in, it is being made with Wonderful Thoughts dies. And I really like this die. And so I went out and tried to find a die that would fit that You Made My Day. And this is from the Artful Amaryllis stamp set. And I use the whole bundle in here. But this one I got from the Wonderful Thoughts. So I'm using that, using both of these. And again, I'm going to make the card just a little bit different. And this is my card. And it is called a reverse easel. So that's what I put together. I'm also using my dies. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp off on those. Up at the top, we have our Fallen Leaf 3Ds. And I just wanted something that was a white surface, but I wanted the white surface to have a little bit of a dimension to it. This down here is from our new catalog, and it is called Forever Plaids 3D embossing folder, and I really like the way that it outlined the flowers. Then I used, because we don't have any, every time you have to use this, use any colors, you have to color the white ribbon. So I just went back and got our retired sheer ribbon that had our Bubble Bath, Lemon Lime Twist, and Azure Afternoon. So I just used the Azure Afternoon with that. Again, we will need our glue dots for the ribbon, and then we will need to stamp the flower. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So that's what we're creating on this card. So it is it's just really, really a fun, I really enjoyed doing it because it's different than what we usually do. And you can write in here, but I just thought that the back surface would be the best place to write. I just thought that it is just so beautiful. So we have the cardstock. The blue that I used was the Azure Afternoon. Okay, and this was the blue backing that I used. It comes in, I don't know if I can find that one again. This is the design at the bottom. And I just love this paper. And we have another one that is in our online, and it's called the Meandering Meadows. And it has all this beautiful meadows and then all this fun random colors on the back. So these two, you are really interchangeable and they're awesome to deal with. All right, so that's our card that we are doing. We're bringing back in our scoring tool, and we are going to score the first one at 2 3/4. Remember, you have two different blades. Make sure you have the lighter blade and not the darker blade. And from here, I'm going to give it a score, and then we're going to go to 5.5. And give it a score. So, with this one, we're going to fold it in half. And then we are going to, got glue on my hands, bring that part back. Give it a good crease. All right. So here we go. So that's part of our reverse easel. Sometimes you have it so it goes this direction, and that's just a regular easel. So this time we are folding this back. So we're going to start off with our leaves at the top. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that when I did the leaves, you can see that it has a that is not great. There you go. That'll be kind of a little bit better. We have leaves, and then right along this edge right here, we have nothing. So when I cut my leaves, I put it at an angle to cut it, or to emboss it. So then I know that when I embossed it, I was going to get part of the leaves everywhere. So that's what I did when I used the folder. So again, just doing the best that you can with what you have. Let's bring this in. And this is my monoglue. Again, you don't need lots. And we are just going to put that on top. And again, I really like the white space. It is just really nice. And it makes the card, I think it makes the card pop. And I'm just giving it a nice little press so we don't have to worry about glue being all over the place. Again, taking my Stampin' Seal, doing it in case they want to take it off and add a different color or add something that matches the Azure Afternoon. So that's what I have. And then we are taking the Forever Plaids, again, getting back out my mono or liquid glue. And you guys saw that I got myself pretty good with that glue. I can't figure out how come my hands come out really sticky and my fingers come together really, you know, they stick together pretty intensely. So we are just gluing that down. So now we are going to bring out the flower. And now this is Memento ink, and then I die cut the flower. From here, I wanted this just to show up a little bit different. And this is what Stampin' Up used to call two-step stamping, where you stamp and then you're able to add another other colors, so you could make them pop, like what we're going to do today with this. I'm going to ink this up with fresh Freesia, give it a nice little quick stamp, and then I'm going to line it up. And that's one of the reasons that I like the Photo Palmer. Okay, and you can see that it's going to be a little bit lighter than the other colors. Oops. Yes, this was stamped in the Azure Afternoon. Again, fresh Freesia and the Lemon Lime Twist. So we're going to go quick because I don't care if it has a little bit of dimension to it. There's one, and then there's a little one just right up here for the top. And I took that as a stem. And I'm just coming in there. Now, because I colored this, I really wanted to give it just a little more of a pop. So I brought in my dark colors of my lemon lime and my fresh Freesia. And all I did, because this, you can see my highlight that I have in here, but the green didn't turn out as dark. But this will fade just a little bit. And then you're going to have some really nice, you can see the darker color. And all I'm doing is just adding that on the dark spots of the flower, die cut, etc. And I really like that. I just thought that was something good to add to the card. And you know, I did not do any Stella, but it wasn't until I was bringing the cards over here and taking pictures of them that I said, you know, Stella is a must. So we're going to add some Stella to this. And all I'm doing is filling in some areas. I just want it to look like it is just a little bit darker in some places. And you may have to go back over it again. So, those are my colors. So hopefully you can see how the lemon lime twist, there's not a lot to it. Let me see if I go with a little bit of the finer tip. And you could also add your markers, but I really like the Stampin' blends. I'm just going to go with it. Final answer. So there we go. And once I get it on, I'm going to add some Stella. And now all I'm doing is placing on my dimensionals so they can be popped up. I really like the way that we can pop these, and it looks really, really nice. Let me get out my scissors. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to cut along the side here and add this to the longer ones to the card. Now, yeah, I like to just take my time. Oh, jeez. It's a little bit high on this one. And I really thank all of you. I know I have a lot of people who watch these afterwards and send me comments. Thank you very much. If you watch this afterwards on Facebook, please, 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 please go ahead and let me know how you created your cards. If you do so, if you watch me on Facebook, then please, please, please subscribe to my channel. I love that. And I love the fact that I hear from you later on just to let me know what you think and that you like my cards. And that means a lot to me. So, we're here just to help you create cards. Everybody knows that everyone loves homemade cards. Those are like the best in the whole wide world. And everybody saves on to the cards. I had one friend who just told me recently that she gets rid of all the other cards and keeps my cards. So I'm just like, yeah! Now, I taped this on the bottom. You can see the tape right about here. I did not do any taping on the inside because I really want to make sure that this part of the card can be held by this. Now I'm going to just figure out exactly where can I put this. And I'm going to put this down. So I'm looking to make sure that on all three sides it's about the same. And I'm going to be able to go about down to about here. So I'm just going to add 3 lines in a row, and then I'm going to go back again and find out where the middle is. There we go. Now, I'm going to raise this, and that's how I'm going to stick this down. And again, should be sticky on the bottom. And all I'm doing is, come on, I may have to raise the top just a little bit. You see I'm just coming underneath here, and I'm raising the top. So then it can run right into it. Then from here, I am bringing in the little dies that go with the stamp set. Look at these, aren't they just sweet? Nice little stem. Got another one on the other side. We will talk a little bit more about that coming up. But now what I need to do is I'm taking this, it looks like there is a bigger part of the flower and a smaller part of the flower. So I am going to figure out which was the best, which I found on the first one. I'm going to give this a dot of glue with our liquid glue. And I'm going to put it right here. Now I got a little bit of glue on the outside. When you get a little bit of glue on the outside, all you want to do is bring in your embossing buddy. And it will take it right, it won't take it off, but it will not let it, it'll take some of the stickiness out, let's say that. I'm going to put that right on the back, take that off, and then I am just adding this right towards the bottom. Yes, I love it so far. All right. And then I need to just press this down a little bit more. So now I'm just going to pick these up, put this right in the middle, try to think about even on all sides. Love it! Love it, love it, love it! And then I am just going to glue this at the top. And I love the combination of colors. They're so beautiful. So anyway, now I'm coming back in with my, I'm doing a small one. You don't always like to have things on the inside, but that just fit perfect. And I am going to color it with Wink of Stella. And then I'm using the bigger ones. Oh, come on, baby. I'm using the bigger ones on the inside of the flowers. And again, I'm just using 3 of those all together. So there we go, we got that. Now, let's see about some of this magic. And I'm just gonna do the flower. Amaryllis. And then I'll show you. You can tell me which one you guys like the best. And then I'm just going to pick that one up and give this a little bit of color at the bottom. I love this reverse easel. I think it is a great way to show off cards. And yeah, you can put this up with dimensionals. I just didn't want the card to get that bulky on the bottom, because I want to be able to go through the mail. So there we are. What do you think? Can you see the shine? Now this is the plain, this is the shine. Love that. And then if we open the cards up, this is the sparkle. And this one is not. Wow. Love those cards. But these are the 2 cards that I made today for our Hump Day sketches. We're going to do one more of our color combinations. I really enjoy doing that because it's just a nice little break that you get, and you still get, you know, sketches, but they just look a little bit different. And sometimes I like to do that. So these are our cards for today. Our stand-up fun fold and our reverse sketches. So please leave me messages, you guys. I love hearing from you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And I can't wait to see you next week. So take care, guys. Thank you so very much. Again, this is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.